iPhone Air effect. You feel like you're getting more for your money when it's substantial like this. It's only like 20% heavier than a normal phone, but still, that's nice. But it's not $5,000 nice. So then there's the cameras. And again, on the surface, pretty normal. Triple cameras. There's a primary, ultra wide, and a telephoto. But again, it's the more I look into this, the funnier it gets. First of all, the primary camera is already kind of zoomed in for some reason. It's a 35mm focal length instead of the usual roughly 24. And it had an absolute metric ton of options that I'd never seen before in this camera. And I want to understand them. So I go to their website and oh my God, their website. They have a bunch of stuff on their website that says a bunch of crazy things about this camera that at first are kind of believable, maybe. Like they have this page that says, experience the world's first true mechanical zoom lens. And, you know, it's a $5,000 phone, so I'm thinking maybe there's some world's first here, but I cannot actually for the life of me figure out what they mean by that. Like I've used this phone so much. There is nothing going on here with the zoom, like any sort of smooth optical zoom or variable focal length or anything like that. What is mechanical zoom? It's just a normal fixed lens. In no way is this a world's first zoom. I keep reading. There's another section that deep dives on the camera that says it has a real mechanical variable aperture, f1.59 to f4. Oh, okay, great. It was just a misunderstanding. It's a variable aperture. Okay, interesting. That would be cool. It's not a world's first still, but I remember seeing that on the Galaxy S9 back in the day, and it was pretty useful. Like that was an innovation to control the amount of light hitting the sensor and the depth of field with the simple press of a button. But then I go in to use it on the Vertu phone, and I cannot find any indication of an actual variable aperture camera in this phone. I actually open the portrait mode, and there's a whole aperture slider from f16 to f1. But as I play with this slider, it's very clearly just adding a massive amount of fake software blur to the subject. Because after I take the photo and review them on a device that isn't the Vertu phone, it's crazy. The EXIF data actually tries to say these photos are at f1 and f16, but they're clearly lying because the shutter speed didn't change, the ISO didn't change, and the photos look essentially identical to each other. You're gonna have to do better than that, guys. Come on. Really, the most impressive thing about my testing with the Vertu phone cameras, I swear this is true, that little watermark they insist on putting in the bottom left corner of every picture you take, it actually changes to a dark watermark if the background is light, but it's a light watermark if the background is dark. Cool. You know what, maybe the luxury customer doesn't really care about the camera that much for some reason. After all, their website says, we pursue artistic soul over mere specifications, which I guess explains why they're using a Sony IMX906 sensor, which is the same as we've seen in Samsung's A55 and the Honor 200 and a bunch of other sub $500 phones. It's not about the specs though. But it turns out the main sell for this phone isn't the cameras. It isn't the specs or the materials or even the wine red calfskin leather or the Swiss hinges. It's the AI agent. This special Ruby key on the side of the phone here will open a special Vertu Life app that has a 24/7 concierge/butler service that will accommodate your every request. Kinda. Now, okay, the idea itself is not actually that insane. Like there are a number of super high-end credit cards that have similar perks, that have like a concierge service that comes with it where you can like call or text a number and it'll snag a restaurant reservation for you or help you make travel plans or that sort of thing. But again, with this one, the more I look into it, the funnier it gets. When I first open the Vertu Life app, it gives me all these suggestions, conveniently thematically divided into a bunch of V stuff. Vitality, which is a bunch of health and fitness related stuff. Vision for a bunch of business related insights. And there's Victory and Vantage and Various, which just shows some other stuff like getting a Michelin star reservation or a private chef or fashion advice. And then from there, you can open a chat with either an AI or human assistant who can handle everything you need. Now, I don't have any insane asks, but I do want to test it, so I hit the Ruby button and open the generic concierge, which has a bunch of different names and profile pictures and personalities available, by the way. But no matter which one I opened, it would reopen the same chat. So let's go with Amber. So the first thing I asked was, what's the weather? To which I got a nicely copied and pasted weather report. I should have expected that. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to ask for. But then I had an idea. Okay, order me one of those new shirts